Hi, this is Acme with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Sunday, the 18th of May. Starting off with the S&P, which has gapped up through the old late March resistance, effectively the left-hand side of an inverted head and shoulders. That was 57.80, and above that we're looking for not only the record highs in February through 61.50, but actually up to 6,300 plus by the end of next month, which is the top of, effectively the top of a triangle in place since May last year. And that resistance line in place since that time. At this stage, only well below 57.80 would really delay the prospect of a move to the upside. Worst case at the moment is we need to fill that latest gap there, 56.80, before heading higher again. Moving on to the Nasdaq, which, if anything, is looking even more sprightly than the S&P, given the way that the pain here was probably rather greater, and we also had the rug pull of the China DeepSeek NVIDIA copy. And here we're looking at, in the case of this market, a move to 22,900 by the end of next month, while we're above the latest gap floor there at around 20,600. If you are pessimistic, you'd say that we might have to test the area of the second gap there at 20,200, but it looks as though this market is in a hurry to the upside. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with Amesite, and here you can see that we've got this falling trend channel. The share's probably seen the top of that channel there at $4. Need an end of day close above that to give us a retest of $6 plus, which was the 10 of the year resistance. Otherwise, presumably the stock would have to head down to the $2.60 area, which was post-March resistance for this situation. But ideally, whatever happens, we stay on the right side of the $3 market, or mark rather. What is encouraging is the way that we've had an RSI 50 rebound, so hopefully $3 plus will be the support for this market. Moving along to the situation at Agape, and here it looks like a rising trend channel and base rather, and here you can see we've just hit on Thursday the floor of the channel, which is $1.20. Above that, looking for $2.70, hopefully as soon as the end of this month. Moving along to a situation which is also looking encouraging at the moment. That's Applied Digital Corporation, and here we've had a breakout through recent resistance, post-March resistance, around $6.50. Above that, looking for top of that broadening triangle there towards $9.90 by the end of next month. Worst case, we've got to test the 50-day line again, $5.65 before we head higher, but we've had 3 bounces for the RSI at and above the neutral 50 level, so looking encouraging. Next up at BTCS, and here after the gap high, we filled the gap and rebounded, but above the rising 50-day line. Looks like a rising trend channel, a wide one, top of the channel there, and the top of the range, $5.50, hopefully by the end of next month if we really get going. Otherwise, let's go for $4 by the end of next month, but could be the case that we hit $5.50 by the end of June, especially with the double RSI rebound above neutral 50 as well. This stage only back below the floor of the channel there and the 50-day line, $1.75, really delaying the upside scenario. Next up is Bitcoin Depot, which is looking as though it is flying at the moment, or wants to fly. Here we've got the top of the range, top of that broadening triangle up to $3.60, looking for that by the end of next month or even sooner, while we remain above Thursday's resistance at $2.40 on an end-of-day close basis. Next up on the list is Classover, and here, rather messy price action to say the least, one of those really, so it looks like a bit of like a heart trace monitor, but the near-term level is $3.83. Above that, looking for a return to $5. Ideally now, no breakdown back below the old support there at the beginning of the month and recent support towards $2.50. If you are cautious, you wait for an end-of-day close for the RSI back above neutral 50 versus 46 at the moment. Next on the list is a new name, and we'll see how we are getting on with it at the moment. DeFi development here, one of those exciting situations where you're trying to guess the top, where the top of the channel is. Guess here is that we're up to $280, and I have to say that most of these guesses have actually underestimated the upside rather than overestimated them. Overestimated it, which is, I suppose, the name of the game. The range on Friday was between 91 and 157. So if you split that, you're looking at around the $1.30 area. So above 130, look, we're looking for the top of the channel there through $283 by the end of next month, or even sooner. An old favorite here, largely because it's gone through the roof, is Elong Power. And it's also a favorite because it's done what we wanted it to do. The initial target there through the $4 level, then that was also met again, $4.50. The hope was that we'd fill the gap up to $6.20, which is exactly what we've done. And above that, looking for the top of the upper parallel, rather, of that green resistance line projection, heading as high as $10 by the end of next month. So above $6.30, looking for 10, the rather simple message there. Moving along to another less famous name, which is Evolv, and here a gap, unfilled gap to the upside through resistance. The view here is that we could get to the top of the rising trend channel there from early 2024 by the end of next month at $8 plus, while we stay above recent resistance, broken resistance at $4.60. Moving along to Inzy, which is otherwise known as Inozyme. Here we can see that we've got a rising trend channel base, top of the channel there, heading towards the $2.40 level, and that's what we are hoping for by the end of next month, while we remain above the 50-day moving average and the floor of the channel around $1.10. Nice RSI 50 rebound there to get this latest move started. We return to Ruanyun, and here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel. We're guessing that the top of the channel there is up at basically $19.50, and we're looking for that while we remain above the floor of the channel there, $6.10. What's helpful here is we've had two RSI rebounds at neutral 50, so it does look as though we're finding support at old resistance around the $8.80 level, and while we're above that, looking for up to $20 by the end of next month. Next up is Siyata, and here rather strange chart, mostly because it's been a stock which has been going through the floor, but current situation is that we have broken and had a weekly close above a rising 50-day line there at $1.67. Above that, looking for the top of the broadening triangle there at $4.70 by the end of next month. Good the way that the bear trap gap reversal has not been filled towards the $1 level, and that 50-day line is rising. Finishing off with TSS, and here you can see that we've gapped through the middle of the range, actually, which is rather strange, but basically the old support there in February around the $13 area, and that's sort of worked for the end of the week, above $13, looking for the top of the channel, $20 by the end of next month. That's it for me today. More updates during the week.